Dear Joan and family, everyone from Peter Houghton's family, friends, and obviously members of the Church of England who are gathering in Hereford. Thank you very much, Joan, for inviting me to say a few words about Peter Houghton, the scientist and person and wonderful colleague and friend. Don't worry, I'm not going to bother you with complicated science or anything, but I want to start out that Peter has been a very influential and important scientist. He has been a scientist who has dedicated his life to studying medicinal plants until he moved on to become a vicar. His work is very influential still, even though he had been retired for 16 years. So in the background, you see a slide which I've put together. Peter Houghton, a picture taken in the year 2000 when we were together at a conference in Zurich. So it's right in front of the main building of the ETH. And it was a joint conference of the Society for Medicinal Plant Research at the time and the International Society for Ethnopharmacology, where Peter was a long-term president and also treasurer. The plant is actually called Asclepias, named after the Greek god Asclepius, son of Apollo and Coronis. Coronis being Apollo's lover and a princess. And obviously, the name has some other modern connotations, not only linked to crown, but also what we've gone through in the last years. Peter was really very much involved in everything linked to Asclepius, to healing, to helping people. And I think this unites Peter, the scientist, working for many years at the Chelsea College and later on at King's College, London, with what he did in his sort of second career as a vicar, first here in London and then later on in Hereford. I really remember Peter as a wonderful colleague, great travel companion, and in the last week or so, when the word spread that Peter had passed away, I got so many messages, comments, and recollections that it's impossible to summarize them all. They span basically all continents. I have had people from both parts of the Americas, Africa, and Asia contacting me, former students, former people who have collaborated with him, and also colleagues who have had all sorts of links. He did lot of scientific work, has had over 250 publications, but he also really was always interested in this aspect of how can we help people. So what comes through all these messages is his ability to engage with people, to tell them an exciting story, but also to support them. One of his students, now a professor at the University of Hong Kong, recalls that he drove her to the University of Reading, was in the about 30 years ago, and she was then giving her very first poster as a scientist, and that started her love for pharmacognosy. Others remember similar joint activities. I remember him as the one who drew my attention to the position here in London. So I'm forever grateful for him for having helped me to come to London. Actually, we were both interviewed for the same position, and it has been amazing how well we have worked together ever since and how close we have been. So this was Peter, a great heart. Now, Peter was not only a great scientist, he also loved elephants. So I've put a few elephants behind me, and I just want to highlight that this is certainly something he has been very, very interested in. And it's something, again, which shows the type of interest he has had. One of his main contribution focuses on plants linked to primary healthcare in Africa. There's the African sausage tree, to give you one example. He published several papers on this, including a review together with a great colleague from Denmark, Anna Jaeger. And they sort of summarized, and what you can see is really an understanding how this plant can potentially help people in their daily healthcare needs. And again, this was Peter, this was his dedication. So the two parts of Peter are for me very close. Being a vicar is the same activity in a different role. And as a scientist, he has made tremendous contributions. But as I said, he also has been a great friend of elephants. So I do want to close with this picture, which I took quite a few years ago in Thailand, and has nothing to do with Peter. He wasn't there, but just as a little recollection of all the hard work Peter has done to keep a difficult to sort of develop discipline pharmacognosy alive. He's been very, very active, very supportive of so many people, and the recollections which are coming in are absolutely amazing. And I hope they help you, Joan, to really overcome all the hardship and all the problems. And I know that obviously in this congregation and with the faith in God, we have a great support and taking you to the next steps. So with this, I really want to thank Peter again. He will not be forgotten, and there will be lots of follow-up activities. But that's not for today, that's for the future. And his influence as a scientist and his influence as a human, be it as a scientist or being as a vicar, is really a lasting legacy and one which I really think is a key reason why so many people, including myself, really love him. So with this, I wish you all the very best and hope that you can rejoice also in thinking about all the great achievements. Thank you very much.